Okay, we're here with Jimmy today, and he's going to show us a little bit about the Cosmichrome mini system.
We're going to show you how to clean it, Terry.
Okay.
The mini system is going to be cleaned manually, so once we're finished using the dual gun, we're pretty much spraying our parts and we're done. It's really important that we actually flush it inside and make sure that there's no more product inside, because if any product stays inside, it's going to react and it's going to possibly clog the gun. So when we're done, we want to really close the valves with the material in the back here, like that. Like this, we have no more pressure inside. We drain the gun, and then you'll see, there you go. Remove, it's got little push connect fittings here, so you just got to push and pull.
Just push on the ring and then pull
push
off the hose. Right?
Exactly, and then just pull on that so you can drain it. There you go, like that. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to feed distilled water through that to make sure that it's cleaning nicely. It's been, you want to close the valve?
Okay.
Okay, so it's the same idea. Push, pull, put it inside, just give it a good push. We open up the valve in the back here, like that.
And this is the water valve.
That's right, just the water valve. Pull on the trigger and we're going to see water pushing through. So like this, just keep it pressed for a bit, because we really want to clean everything that's inside, going inside to the gun. There you go. From there, close the back valve again. Pull on that. Do the other side. Push inside to kind of feel the resistance pull to see that it's not going to come out. Open the valve, pull on the trigger again. You'll actually see the other one draining at the same time. There we go. So we just got to make sure it's nice and clean. Close the valve again, the distilled water valve. Reconnect your distilled water gun back to that. And put your two hoses. Of course, the red goes on the red side. And the blue on the blue side here. Give it a good push, a little pull, make sure it's in. And that's it. Actually, you also may want to take a look at your nozzle caps, so you can unscrew them by hand, loosen them, and check and see the little hole inside if there's any little particles or pieces. If there's anything, you can take a little Scotch pad, just brush it off, put a little Scotch pad inside. If you really see any resistance inside, take a small little needle, just break any small pieces that might be accumulating in the little hole. Here, I wouldn't really worry about this too much. If anything, just pass a little air blow gun to it. This is important that you really just hand tighten them. You really don't want to use any tools because you will strip them. So hand tight, and that's it. In the back, if you need to open up these tanks, of course, make sure these are closed. And when you're opening it, turn it slowly so that all the air gets released. And then you can remove it. Okay? You fill it up, clean it, put it back in position. And there you go.
What about the
also has a
activator?
little tool, sorry Terry, it has a little tool here. Just so you can open up the center one. It'll just unscrew the vent cap where the distilled water is being held. So it comes with it.
Okay.
Alright.
Should we clean up the activator gun too, the same way?
Absolutely. Activator gun should be done the same way as well. You do exactly what we did. Basically what we're going to do is pull, drop that, take the distilled water again, put it back on, pull the trigger and get the water and clean out the gun.
Great, that's very easy. Now, tell me about the Cosmichrome chemicals. Do we have to throw all the chemicals away every day the way other systems do?
Actually, no. The only thing you're going to be throwing out, and this is going to be controlled by you, is only the activator. So you're only going to make activator as much as you need for one day. It's that small concentrated bottle that writes A22 on it. Basically you're mixing at 20 grams per 1,000 grams of distilled water. So you're really using very little. The remaining of the products, you leave them inside. They're good for 3 months. Actually the G5 is even going to last longer. But the G4, the minute you've activated it with the G411, you've got a lifespan of 3 months. So you can leave them in here, or you can put them back in its original container.
I've found that I like to put them in the original container. That way I can clean out my tanks every few days. So I don't necessarily pour them back into the container every day, but maybe once a week I like to clean out my tanks just to be sure I don't have any particles that can clog my lines.
If you feel like you're not going to be using the system for a while, it's best probably to put them back into its original container. But what's really important is that you really remove one tank at a time. You really don't want to take both of them out at the same time and get a drop of one of the products in the other one and cross-contaminate. So just remove one, take it out, and pour it right back into the G5 original container that it came in.
Okay,
Okay?
great.
And if you want to clean them, only with distilled clean water. Don't use tap water, don't use any solvents for the plastic tanks. You don't want to use anything, just distilled water.
Well, that's really a money-saving feature that you don't have to throw away these expensive plating chemicals every day the way you do on other systems, that they actually last quite a while.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, a lot of people buy the systems, they use them, and then they have some jobs, and you got to set it aside for a couple of days, or a week, or even a month. I mean, when we go on vacation, we leave everything inside for a month, we come back after our vacation, we continue working. So as long as you know when you've mixed the chemicals, meaning the G4 with the G411, write the date on the container, you're good for 3 months. At least a good 3 months.
That's really a money-saving feature.
Absolutely. So you really don't want to have to, you know, use them, calculate how much you're going to use, and throw them out. Also, before we let you go, Karen, we also have on the side here a little bit of a filter system that we have to make sure that you have clean air. If you don't have clean air on one of them, we've actually put little desiccant beads inside.
Oh, I see those.
Yeah, you see those little purple beads? Well, if your air is clean, they'll remain purple. If you see that they start changing color and they turn pink, it's actually a very good warning for you to take a look at your air quality.
So that means that I should get a better filtration system if I have water here.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't rely on these filters as my only source of dry.
Absolutely not. This is a
Your
very good
compressed
indication.
air.
Yeah, it's more of an indication to tell you what's happening. And once you start seeing any color change, stop everything and say, well, there's a problem with my air. Either call your local supply guy who takes care of your compressors or filters, or call us and we can refer you to somebody that may be in your area that sells filters for your compressor.
That's great. It really will protect your chemicals from any accidents with your air.
Exactly. And that's it.
Great. Thank you.
How important is it to use distilled water?
Well, still, I think
That's in the writing.
You can use